I was curious what Candace Owens had to say about the attempt on President Trump's life, the assassination attempt. I was curious. And let's listen to some of this together. I know she went live. I'm going to try to show you some of the highlights. I got a few things to do today, but let's look at some of this together. Check this out.
Where do we even begin? Well, let's begin actually where we left off last night. Last night, we were essentially told not to believe our own eyes. Well, since then, guys, the FBI has come out and they have confirmed, thank goodness they confirmed, that yes, Trump survived an assassination attempt, because in case you missed it, Joe Biden came out, gave us 2 minutes, and he communicated that they weren't sure whether or not it was an assassination attempt. They were waiting for facts. So let's not rush. Let's not rush to any conclusions. And that is the perfect place to start, you guys, because that's where we are at right now in our society. That final instruction, not to believe your own eyes, not to believe your own ears, to wait until the authoritarians come out and tell you what is real. That's actually where we are, specifically in Western society. People go with that. I will guarantee you that a part of the population went to sleep last night and said, we don't know if it's an assassination attempt yet. We should wait to find out. We should wait until our government confirms. We should wait until the FBI, the most corrupt government organization that's plausibly ever existed, lets us know that it was, in fact, a failed assassination attempt. Well, guys, as I said, it has been confirmed. Another far-right conspiracy theory has come true. Wait, we'll get to the headlines. They were making fun of Tucker when he said this. Tucker's pushing this conspiracy theory that Donald Trump may be assassinated. I don't know why he would say such a thing.
Are they going to let Trump be president?
No, of course. I mean, look, if, they protested him. They called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice on ridiculous pretenses. They fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work. He came back. Then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Then they indicted him 3 more times. And every single time his popularity rose. So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work, what's next? I mean, graph it out, man. We're speeding toward assassination, obviously, and no one will say that, but I don't know how you can reach that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, they have decided, permanent Washington, both parties have decided that there's something about Trump that's so threatening to them, they just can't have him.
Constant headlines because he's been under attack ever since he's been free. It's almost every day now. They just keep attacking Tucker. They keep attacking me, keep attacking every person who's coming to you and saying something very evil is going on. People that have the courage to call what we are seeing, right? And I have been saying it. They are going to try to kill Donald Trump. Donald Trump better choose his vice president very carefully, because if they suspect the person he has selected is someone that they can control, someone like a Nikki Haley, there is no reason that they would allow him to live. And some people don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the reality of how evil our institutions are. But guess what? The time for fear is over. You have to face this reality because it's the only way that we're going to be able to move forward. And one of the things that we're going to do here is we're going to name the shooter. I know there's a lot of organizations and companies that say we shouldn't do that because that's what they want. They want to be known. They want their name to be remembered. Let me tell you something. I not only want this person's name when this stuff happens, I want to know everything about that individual. I want to know what they ate for breakfast, because we have to confront evil. I want to know what sports they were involved in. I want to know who their friends were. I want to know the last message they sent. I want to know who their parents are. I want to know what their parents do for a living. And especially want to know whether or not their parents have had anything to do with the United States government. That detail is very crucial. I want to know what drugs those individuals are on. That's the one thing they never tell you. Which pharmaceutical drugs are these shooters, all of them in the past, and this current shooter, are they on? Because it tends being that, it seems to be the case, that so many of them are suffering from mental illness and are on drugs, but we're not allowed to have that conversation. Well, today we are going to have that conversation. I'm going to tell you why big pharma is always the most important part of the equation. Can we throw up a photo of, here's Thomas Matthew Crooks, Okay, this looks like a school picture of some description. And I swear I've seen this person over and over again in other school shooting scenarios. I'm thinking
Wow.
mainly, by the way, of a Connecticut shooting situation, because that's where I'm from. And they just all have a similar look in their eyes, in my viewpoint. Now, guys, you're not going to believe this. Here's what they're trying to actually sell to us. This is really what they're going with, because, of course, they need to fashion this so it doesn't look like leftist violence. They're saying he was a registered Republican.
Yeah,
People are making
that.
jokes. A Republican tried to take down Donald Trump. Now, is that true? Is that true? Was he a registered Republican? Was this a person, a conservative? Well, I'll let you decide after I put together a picture for how he lived the last couple of years of his life. So to be clear, Thomas Matthew Crooks had never voted in a presidential election, had never voted ever in his life, because he only just turned 18 2 years ago.
Wow.
So what we do know about him is that just before he turned 18, and this is in 2021, when he was just 17 years old, he decided to, on Biden's inauguration day, to make a donation via Act Blue. You guys know that political action committee that raises money for left-leaning politicians. Yes, he decided to make a donation to Act Blue, just $15. That is a fact, by the way, that has been confirmed by the Federal Election Commission filing. So the donation was earmarked for the Progressive Turnout Project, which was a national group that rallies Democrats to vote, and they were obviously working on getting Joe Biden elected, okay? So this person, factually speaking, in 2021, was a Biden supporter. Now, strangely, later in that same year, he decided to register as a Republican upon turning 18. Those facts make sense to you? Do those facts align now that we know that he then decides to try to assassinate President Trump, that he was financially supporting Biden, he was putting together a plan to assassinate President Trump, and they are going to try to convince us that he was a Republican? Nope, that seems too perfect. Now, they have reached out to family members in the Crooks family. He graduated, Thomas Crooks graduated in 2022 from Bethel Park High School. His uncle, Daily Mail was able to get in touch with him, his name is Mark Crooks, has said that he has not seen his nephew or his nephew's parents in years. He describes them as quote unquote, very private. I don't like that. I don't like that a family member, an uncle, would not be in touch with his own brother or his own sister. I'm assuming here, since he has the same last name, but it's his brother, in years. That instead of being in touch with him, he just knows that they're extremely private. Up to what? What is it about this family that we don't know? He said, quote, "I haven't seen that part of my family in years." Again, this is Mark Crooks, the uncle to the shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks. He continued, "Honestly, it's been so long, I don't think much about them." Okay? He says, "It's a shame. The kid is like a stranger to me. They are private and they don't reach out to anybody anytime. I'm flagging that as immediately odd, extremely odd." Now, during the attack, despite the fact that we know that he not only supported Biden by making a donation of $15 via Act Blue, but also he supported him by trying to take out, via an assassination attempt, Donald J. Trump. It appeared that he was wearing merchandise during the assassination attempt, promoting YouTube's most popular channels that are devoted to firearms, a channel known as Demolition Ranch. That's what NBC News is reporting, that he decided to wear that day a Demolition Ranch, I don't know if it's a t-shirt, I don't know if he was wearing a sweatshirt, but it is one of the most popular channels devoted to firearms. That does not seem almost too perfect? Almost seems like he's just giving them a narrative there of like, oh, people that like firearms are bad and they're crazy and they're backwards. Now, his father, Matthew Crooks, 53 years old, has spoken to CNN, and he said that he was trying to figure out, quote, what the hell is going on? He was going to wait until, quote, I talked to law enforcement before speaking out publicly. Now, what that signals to me immediately is that this family is not Republican, because a Republican family would not answer or give a quotation to CNN. That is a fact. Trump supporters would not, under any search situation would they accept a phone call from CNN and offer them a quote, least of all saying that I'm going to wait until I talk to law enforcement before speaking, primarily because we have lost a lot of faith in law enforcement. We don't trust the FBI. We don't trust the FBI to tell the truth. So again, I am flagging the family as immediately suspicious. Well, don't be.
I'm going to pause it right here, and I'm going to let you guys go to her live, Candace Owens live. She's doing, it's a lot of comments coming across. You can read some of the comments what the people are writing. Very good comments. But you know, Candace, she's not going to hold anything back. She's not scared. But again, guys, I'll try to keep you updated as much as I can. I got a full-time job, so I can't do this all day, sit around and watch the news. But anyway, you have a great day and subscribe to my channel and be safe.